If there's a stain on the record of our forefathers, a dark hour in the earliest history of American colonies, it would be the hanging of the witches at Salem. But that was a pinpoint in place and time, a brief lapse into hysteria. For the most part, our 17th century colonists were scrupulously fair, even in fear. There was one group of people they feared with reason, a society, if you will. You might say, whose often insidious craft had claimed a multitude of victims. Ever since the Middle Ages in Europe, one group of people were hated and feared from Massachusetts Bay to Virginia. The magistrate would not burn them at the stake, although surely a great many of the colonists would have surely recommended such a solution. Our forefathers were baffled by them. In the first place, where did they come from? Of all whom sailed from England to Plymouth Rock in 1620, not one of them was abroad. Vermin. That's what the colonists called them, parasites who fed on human misery, spreading sorrow and confusion wherever they went. Destructive, they were called, and still they were permitted to coexist with the colonists, for a while anyway. Of course, there were colonial laws prohibiting the practice of their infamous craft. Somehow a way was always found around those laws. In 1641, Massachusetts Bay Colony took a novel approach to the problem. The governors attempted to starve the devils out of existence through economic exclusion. They were denied wages, and thereby it was hoped that they would perish. 4 years later, Virginia followed the example of Massachusetts Bay, and for a while it seemed that the dilemma had been resolved. It had not. Somehow the parasites managed to survive, and the mere nearness of them made the colonists' skin crawl. In 1658 in Virginia, the final solution, banishment, exile, the treacherous ones were cast out of the colony. At last, after decades of enduring psychological gloom, the sun came out and the birds sang, and all was right with the world. And the elation continued for a generation. I'm not sure why the Virginians eventually allowed the outcasts to return, but they did. In 1680, after 22 years, the despised ones were readmitted to the colony on the condition that they be subject to the strictest surveillance. How soon we have forgotten. For indeed, over the next half century or so, the imposed restrictions were slowly, quietly swept away, and those whose treachery had been feared since the Middle Ages ultimately took their place in society. You see, the vermin that once infested colonial America, the parasites who preyed on the misfortunes of their neighbors until finally they were officially banished from Virginia, those dreaded, despised, outcast masters of confusions were lawyers. Psalms 18:30. As for God, his way is perfect. Why is it perfect? Because it's equitable by nature. And in the Bible, it tells you about all the inequities. Well, if you call out the inequities, then you also equally and oppositely say the same exist. So if there's inequity, there is also equity, okay? As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. Psalms 18:31. For who is God save the Lord, or who is a rock save our God? Psalms 18:32. It is God that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. Psalms 18:33. He maketh my feet like his feet, and setteth me upon my high place. Psalms 18:34. He teaches my hands to war. He teaches my hands to war, how to scribe, how to write, how to defend yourself. All right? Remember, you put an S in front of the word, and you have sword. All right? The pen is mightier than the sword. It's all up here, guys. Violence just leads to mass confusion, which once mass confusion is ascertained through mass casualties and despair, then comes in mass manipulation, which is what we're seeing with the mask mandate and all this hysteria going on, like sheep amongst the wolves that run 50 different directions until they're all separated and all the wolves get to pick out the weaker ones. That's what's happening, all right? It's like a school of fish, and the birds attacking from the air, and the sharks are attacking from the bottom, and the school of fish very soon becomes depleted from all the apex predators out there that are using their mind to fleece you, all right? Psalms 18:34, he teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Psalms 18:35, thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Psalms 18:36, thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. Because we're standing with conviction on solid foundation, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be able to see between the parables. You got to stand with conviction. Don't waver. Stay on your square. Never move an inch, not a mile, no matter what they threaten you with. Stand tall. I have Psalms 18:37. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. Psalms 18:38. I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. Okay? The commercial judiciary it's a private corporation for profit. All right? Psalms 18:39. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Okay? O Lord, thou hast taught me from my youth, and hitherto have I declared thy wondrous works. We're supposed to be doing good works at all times. We're always supposed to be not acting, because acting is piss poor performance, near as I can tell. You're supposed to be doing good works, not acting and doing good works, but doing good works of the Lord, all right? And it says in there that Jesus wasn't perfect, that we're expected to do better than Jesus. And I know a lot of you people go, well, I can't cure the ill, I can't heal the blind, I can't make a man that can't walk. It's not what we're talking about here. It's not what we're talking about, ladies. We're not talking about the miracles. We're talking about good works within your community, within your household, within your youth, because the youth is the next generation coming up. And we're screwing them royally by not teaching them the principles and foundation of who is the real authority. And the real authority is the Creator. All glory goes to Him, all right? Psalm 71:18, now also when I am old and gray-headed, O God, forsake me not, until I have sowed thy strength unto this generation, and thy power to everyone that is to come. We're supposed to be doing these good works and spreading this far and wide. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the power in you to stand. And where you are going to make the biggest difference, contrary to your belief, is not at the voting polls, voting for somebody else to govern you. All that does is show that you're not competent to handle your own affairs, okay? Where you're going to make the difference is in the court of equity, where they are administering the grace of the Heavenly Father, okay? And they're bound by canon laws to do so. They're bound by their oath to do so. So help me God, all right? Now, a lot of people go, oh, well, what God are they talking about? Go back and read in Congress, I think it was in 1983, where they made the Bible and the Word of God is law. All right? Thanks for joining me, and you can catch more of this at selfgovernanceu.com. I know I keep mentioning it. It enables me to continue to do these videos and to help you guys. You guys are helping me. I'm helping you, I hope. And I hope this is really setting deep in your heart, in your mind, body, spirit, and soul, to give you the ability to persevere against all odds. I'm going to do another video. It's about lawyers. That'll be in selfgovernanceU.com. This one on lawyers is going to show you everything that they do with the manipulation of language, the colorful world and realm they live in. We're not supposed to be of that world. We're not supposed to operate in deceit and theft by deception, all right? We're supposed to be honorable, integrate men and women, doing the best we can with what we have to help our fellow man ascend to the mind and create beautiful, functioning societies, if you will. I don't even know if I like the word society after I had a judge explain it to me. You see, in society, Derek, when one speaks, the other one yields the floor. And I said, you know what? I appreciate that about your society. And I'm thinking in my head, but our two societies are two different societies, most definitely, because your society is full of lying, looting, pandering pieces of shit that are in dereliction of their duty, breach of oath, breach of public policy, and my society are a bunch of honest, hardworking, good men and women just trying to make do and take care of their offspring and raise them right, all right? And so there's two different societies. Not more than 5 minutes later, she completely contradicted herself by overspeaking me as I was bringing forth the truth and standing in light with honor and dignity and respect. She decided to try and interject and stifle the good word. And that didn't work for me. So now she was in breach of contract because we agreed, and there's 3 ways to create a contract: written form, in a way of an action, and verbally, okay? And verbally, we had a contract, a compact, and she violated that, and she was in breach of that contract, and she walked off the bench once she realized she was in breach of contract, all right? And that was a trespass by her, causing I, a man, harm. And her mindless mindset of trying to discourage me from speaking the very truth, which is what those courts are for. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, but not in the commercial venue. Oh, no, 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 no. I've had judges literally tell me there will be no facts or evidence tried in this court. Never. It'll never happen. Not going to hear it. It's an objection, point of clarification, overruled. Not going to hear it. And I thought, whew, if this is justice, boy, we've come a long way from the good word. All right? So thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys at selfgovernanceU.com. My next one's going to be about lawyers. It'll be in there. It's going to be fantastic to help you realize that you have to do this on your own. Nobody's going to be holding your hand when you're there, all right? And the trials are your trials and tribulations, which you can prevail in. Adapt and overcome. Pay attention to what is said. Never allow them to be seditious. I'll talk to you guys later about sedition, insurrection, all that stuff. And I'll tell you how to combat it and how you can stay in honor and provide remedy, all while staying out of jail, which is important. It's important. So thanks for joining me. And again, I'll see you at selfgovernanceU.com.